Hi there guys, we are back with 1 point perspective, and what I want us to straight away start looking at is the picture plane, the horizon line and the ground line. Those labels are representing these lines that you see over here, here and here. We've also been given two views, the auxiliary top view and the auxiliary front view. Please, these views are used to help us or to assist us in finding the final 1 point perspective. Alright, auxiliary meaning helping. Alright, so if it's a helping top view and a helping front view, and you could remember it easier that way, then use that rather. They've also given us a stationary point, an SP for short. That stationary point is basically the person standing over there, and he'll be looking at this object. And this would be the widest point he'll be able to see on the right and the widest point on the left. Okay, he'll also be able to see all the details in the middle between the right and the left. Alright, so if I had to draw an eye over here looking at that object, it would see the front view, a portion of the right hand side, and a portion or a complete top. But what we also know about 1 point perspective is the fact that the further away an object goes, it will appear to grow smaller. So let's go and see how we're going to go about this. I'm going to use my construction lines, and I'm going to simply orthographically project the height of my front view across. Let's use a construction line rather. And I'm going to orthographically project straight down and in this view over here you'll notice that I see a box. Now this box here will be exactly the same as this box over here. Alright, remember this is the same object, it's just the top view and the front view of the object. Alright, so they're giving you two views, and we know that we need two views to be able to find a third view. Okay, and it's going to help us to find this 1 point perspective. Alright, okay, so what we also need to realize is we've been given a stationary point, and this object will have to vanish at some point. Now, if you look over the horizon and you see that ship on the water, and it moves further and further away from you, it will eventually go so small that it eventually vanishes. And I like to think about it vanishing on the horizon. So please, if that's one way you can remember it, for short, please go ahead and use that method. And I'm going to therefore be able to draw a straight line perpendicularly to my horizon line that hits my line of sight to the horizon line, and I'll be able to find the vanishing point. There it is there. Okay, let's make that a little bit more prominent. Right, now that I've got my initial shape, I'm going to plot my points. Just for your sake, I'm going to put these points down over here. And SolidWorks allowing us to zoom in over there. Alright. Okay, and we are going to now go and join these points with lines to the vanishing point over there. That point there, that point back there, this point back here. Now, for the moment, I'm not going to join this point over here because I know that that will be the back end of my actual object. So you could put it there, but that is also if you want to include hidden detail. And at this stage, I'm not going to include hidden detail. Alright, so I accept this final projection back to the vanishing point, and now I need to go ahead and project my construction lines, or these points that are not touching the picture plane. Please note that these 2 points were touching the picture plane, therefore I projected them straight down. Right, there's your picture plane, that point's touching the picture plane, and that point is touching the picture plane. Are these 2 points touching the picture plane? No. So we have to try and make them touch the picture plane. And the way of doing this is by joining this back corner to my line of sight. There it is there. Alright, we'll do the same with this back corner over here. There it is there. Now I've forced this point down onto the picture plane. What do we know about those points once they touch the picture plane? Well, let's take a step back. This point touches the picture plane, therefore I project it straight down. If this point touches the picture plane, what's the next step? Correct. Project it straight down. So I've just put little points over there for you guys to recognize, and I'm going to project it straight down onto my line. Here we go. Now I'm going to project this one a little bit further down because I need to know exactly where I'm going to be finishing my lines. I'm going to go plot my points. This one will fall on that line there. Remember that that point over there gets projected back to the vanishing point, and it will only be found, this depth will only be found along this line. Remember that if I'm looking at that point, or let's do it over here, if I look at this point, I have 2 points over there. Alright, this point has one extra point right behind it. It represents that point and the one directly behind it. So now, because I'm looking at it from an angle, I will be able to see and twist this object, not really twisting it, but I'm walking around the object, and I'll be able to see this back corner a lot more because it's now moved away from behind this point over here. I then also, by zooming in, getting it accurate there, this line over here, project it back on this point over here, will be found over there, and directly below it will be another point. Okay, I've zoomed it in quite nicely for us, so I'm going to go ahead and go and draw this in final line from here to that point, and I'm going to just quickly go and neaten up the rest of this. And I would now have found my final shape. I think it's quite clear that you guys can make out the final shape by now. I'm going to just clean it up slightly. So that point over there. There we go. Will be like that, and then I'm just going to go and select these lines to convert them. Okay, these are obviously not in final line. We will have them in construction line. Alright, if I had to continue and complete this drawing, it would look something like this. There we go. Alright. So please remember, a common mistake that people make is the fact that when they drop this point down to the stationary point, they tend to drop from the horizon line straight down instead of from the picture plane. Please always remember to drop your points from the picture plane. Alright. I hope this video has helped you, and stay tuned because there will be more videos. Thank you very much.